I'm the winner of the world's greatest uncle award, bought off of Hollywood Boulevard, Justin.
Also laughs at inappropriate times, Ish.
Nominated for Best Jim Looks at the Camera, I'm Hannah.
We just entered level 90 on
GKO! This episode of GKO is not brought to you by Oscar Bait. Need an idea for the next greatest film masterpiece? Let our Oscar Bait services do the work for you. With our tested and proven methods, we will write down specially curated words that film reviewers love, like gritty, avant-garde, and melancholy. Put them all in a hat and randomly pull them out in order to create an idea guaranteed to charm the critics. Oscar Bait.
You're listening to GKO, the Geek Trivia Podcast. You can find us on social media under Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. We're not on Twitter. I keep saying that. We're not on Twitter. Under the handle GKO Podcast. And hey, guys, welcome back. How was your guys' vacation off of recording?
Oh, it was lovely.
Yeah, what'd you do on your winter vacation by Hannah Miraz?
I wasn't listening.
What?
Oh, I got sick for a long time.
Me too.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm still sick.
I'm also still sick, so if I sound a little bit lower than I normally do, that's why. Also, if it sounds like I'm in a windstorm, it's because I am. I'm coming to you straight from the North Pole.
Well, perfect, because this is going to be an awesome episode back. I'm glad to be back, you guys. That's a really nice tux you got on there, Ish.
Thanks.
It looks like you're ready for award season.
Oh, I'm always ready to receive an award.
And Hannah, that's also a really nice tux, except it's a shirt.
I wore my tuxedo shirt to the Oscars. They told me not to.
But
I'm coming to you live from the hailstorm that is the Oscars in the future.
Well, we are in our Sunday's Best, or Awards Best, because we are doing the 92nd Annual Academy Awards for Best Picture.
I thought I said 90 seconds.
Did I say 92nd? Oh, no, 92nd.
Yeah, but it sounded like 90 seconds.
Award for Best 90-second film.
Awards in 90 seconds. Go.
Hey, Ish, why don't you go ahead and say that in a regal voice again?
Welcome to the awards in 90 seconds. Go.
And to help us do that, we're going to open up our End Boss door. And behind that End Boss door, we have Justin Quizon. Welcome back. He is a podcast host that is part of a million podcasts that he will go over later.
Literally a million.
You are also the founder of Agents of Guard. You are a film reviewer and critic. And welcome back to our podcast. You're a contributor for the Illuminerdi.
Yes.
I'm just trying to go through all your things right now.
Good luck.
We'll pepper them in throughout the episode. Just kind of come up with them.
Yeah.
But
I'll come up with ones that you don't know if I'm lying or not, if it's real.
Just name drop yourself.
Yeah.
But welcome back, Justin. It's been a while since we have since we seen you last, which was level 44.
That is a bit ago.
Yeah, Infinity Wars, and now we're like on level 90.
Yeah.
But for our listeners who have been with us in a long time, Justin has been here since our old SGS days,
That's
our old
right.
Super Geek Supreme days. So I'm always glad to have you back. But we can gush more a little later. We're gonna bring us back into the new year with
Round 1.
camera time.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the weird part of the podcast where they say something and then on cue, everyone stands up and you have to be like, whoa, what's happening? Am I being ambushed?
It's like normally I don't like I've been on the show a bunch, but I've never seen everyone go, okay, to get up and turn on a camera. I'm like, that's
they never warn you that it's going to happen.
Yeah. Like
they never do. They just see how you react. Like, oh, am I supposed to stand up too? Are we doing a scene?
All right, before we begin, Justin, there are 9 Best Picture. 9. There are 9 Best Picture nominees that were nominated for this year, but you gave us 5. Can you let us know what those 5 that you had to specifically study?
Yes. So the 5, and the reason I've decided to boil it down to 5 is that this will be, unlike the Oscars, this is not a 5-hour show.
Right.
Or a 3-hour show. So it's boil
Unlike
it down.
Ford versus Ferrari, this is not a 5-hour show.
Yeah. So boil it down to these 5. So we have Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Parasite, Joker, Little Women, and The Irishman.
Perfect. Okay. We are ready to take on your first question.
Okay. Now,
Oh, are you sure we are?
normally due to like when I'm on the show, and I'm sure other listeners who've been on who've listened to the show, like obviously it's one subject, and it kind of makes it easy to create a question surrounding the one subject.
Right.
This is a little weird. These are 5 movies, and so due to the nature of it being 5 movies, I'm just gonna be basic as hell in terms of the questions.
Oh,
Perfect.
Thank you.
So it's like I'm not asking extremely hard questions. Am I throwing at you?
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
Ready.
We'll be ready.
So
It's like throwing a rock.
Keep your fists up.
yeah. All right. So
Hannah, it just gave the weirdest look.
Or an apple.
It's like throwing a rock. Listener, if you want to interpret that for me, send us an email. Hannah, what that joke meant was.
Is that a Pokemon Snap
for
reference?
now, I will sit here and have no idea.
all right. So first question. In Parasite, what was the job they were all doing in the beginning of the film? Ish.
They were box folding.
That's correct.
Pizza box folding.
All right, Ish, correct.
Woo!
Folding
I
boxes.
love pizza.
All right. Question 2. What's the alternate title for The Irishman?
Oh,
Ish.
Original gangster.
Incorrect.
All
All right. Justin?
everyone else is Italian.
I mean, accurate.
Right. It's
But
just
al-
inverse.
But also wrong.
Okay. Wow.
The alternate title, it's kind of in the movie too, because it's in the beginning of the film, and like the credit, like Irishman, and then the second title actually pops up. So,
Oh, really?
so the title is also "I Paint Your House."
Oh, right.
Ah,
It was
yeah.
based off a book,
right, with that title.
Did that title.
Exactly.
Oh, dang.
All right.
I paint your house.
Question 3. In Joker, what's the name of the show that Arthur Fleck watches every night with his mother? Ish.
Murray.
What's the name of the show?
Murray Live.
I'm gonna
Tonight.
I gotta be very specific
All
on
right.
it.
Tonight with Murray.
I forgot his last name. It's like Live with Murray, something with a B.
Marie Calendar.
Marie Bantoinette.
Marie Belafonte.
God, you're really close.
No, Burl. Burl?
No.
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 What?
What? No.
So-
This name?
I'm not going to give it to either of you.
right.
But Justin, you're the closest. It's
Right.
Live with Murray Franklin.
Franklin.
Yeah.
Franklin.
I kept thinking of the Murray show. That's why.
Murray. He does say it like that.
Yeah. No, but like the Murray. Murray's where they figure out if you're the father or not, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Maury.
Maury.
Okay.
Maury
We've
Pro-
never seen TV.
I mean, pretty much.
I just watch streaming.
I only, yeah.
Okay. Question 4. In Little Women, Amy March is in Paris learning to do what? Justin.
Learning how to paint.
Correct.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on to the next question. It's been a while. Can I curse?
Yeah, sure. Hannah
Do
does it all the
it.
time.
Are you a
Do
witch?
it.
No, I can't do that cursing. All right.
Oh, but we would bleep that cursing out.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Because I'm talking about Quentin Tarantino's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh,
I want to
yeah.
confirm if I can curse,
Ah.
which he says is fine. So, in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Rick Dalton was the lead in what show?
The lead in Oh.
Title of the show.
Oh no. It was something westerny.
Yeah. Good one on that.
It was
Strong guess.
what was it?
It was
you say
middle
it.
gun, not Top Gun, not lower gun, but middle gun.
It was it's on the tip of my tongue.
All right.
Tippity top.
Justin?
Downtown Boy.
You need to go home. And better yet, you should watch the movie.
I did. I totally watched the movie.
Downtown Boy.
Oh God, I forgot. They said they.
Do not talk about my son, Downtown Boy.
Did you watch Downtown Boy Abbey today?
Keep playing.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say.
No,
Ish,
sorry.
you want to
Geeky
give
women.
Ish, why don't you give it a shot?
Oh man, I don't know if I could beat Downtown Boy.
I want you to know that you can. You absolutely can.
Peaky Girls.
I'm so upset.
Did we ever get that? Did we get that joke recorded?
Nope, that is a
off
secret
air?
joke.
Oh dang it!
Sorry, Hannah. She's like shaking her head.
It was-
You don't need to tell them. This is the only part of the podcast you filmed.
Silver. I'm gonna go silver bullet.
So none of these.
Like the ride.
So like none of these are right.
None of
The
these.
name of the show is Bounty Law.
Bounty Law.
That was like one of the last things that they said in that film too. It was like,
Bounty
"You're
Law."
from that." Yeah.
Rick fucking Dalton was the lead in Bounty Law.
Bounty Law just kind of feels like two words they put next to each other.
You're not wrong.
I mean, yes.
that's how most sentences are structured.
I realized what I described was every title ever made. But I feel like when you describe something as such, I just mean Bounty Law.
Well, it's
Like
a
the
bounty for the law.
Yeah.
Reward rules.
Put that in your back
that'd
pocket.
be good. Yeah. That was the working title.
All right. Next question. In Joker, what was the song the three young businessmen were singing on the train to Arthur?
Ooh,
I didn't recognize the song, which is
I did, but then I
difficult
just
for me
forgot
now.
what it is. It was some. It wasn't like
Okay, Justin.
"You Are My Sunshine."
No.
Oh, dang! It was something familiar like that. That was like, I want to say like, what is it in the realm of what is it called when you have like Itsy Bitsy Spider and in the
same
creative,
rhythm.
Creative Commons? Is that what it was?
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. I'm just gonna stop talking.
Don't stop talking. This is a podcast.
You have to do a lot of talking.
We need to keep going.
Is it just called The Clown?
No.
Was it Send In the Clowns?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll give it to Justin.
Yeah.
Because I know they talked about clowns in the song. I just didn't know.
Thank you
what
for
the
that
thing-
layup.
Yeah.
I think there's like 3 versions of Send in the Clowns in that movie. I get it, but
Right,
like, wow, they
right.
really hammered that in.
Yeah. I've never heard that song before.
Okay, next question. Meg March from Little Women spent her money on an item that she felt very guilty of. What was it? Justin.
A piece of fabric for a dress.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cinderella just stole it from her sisters.
I just want to say that Little Women was the last thing I watched, so it's
Little
probably
fresher?
a little bit more fresher.
They're the only questions he's going to get
It's
right.
the only question. I am now in love with Little Women.
I don't know if you want to say that on air.
Maybe not.
Everything about that was false. I'm so sorry.
Incorrect. Everything about that.
Crazy.
every moving part wrong. Okay, Ish, please say what you're going to say.
No. Next question, please.
All right. So the next 3 are I put into a little subcategory.
Okay.
Because they all revolve around food.
Yeah.
All right. So this first one, in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, what was stuntman Cliff Booth making for dinner as he was winding down in his trailer? Ish.
Mac and cheese.
Correct.
Oh, I was getting hungry during that part.
I almost put that as one of my End Boss questions.
All right. Next question. In Parasite, what did Mrs. Kim cook for the son when they found out that the Park family was coming back early? Justin.
Ramen or Ramadan.
Good. Perfect. That's it.
is.
Now, all right. A little fun fact about that. So that was sort of like a translator calling it Ramadan.
Okay.
Because it's not a real thing in Korea. But obviously when they did the translation, the translator's like, how do I... It kind of looks like ramen and udon. So she kind of made up an English word to sort of create that for the translation.
Okay.
So for an extra point,
Okay.
do you know the name of the Korean version of the Korean name of that dish?
So it's not just like ramen?
Nope.
Oh.
That really upset Justin. What do you mean it's not ramen? It's not just like a ramen, though?
From the country of Korea.
I don't really know many Korean. No, I do.
He doesn't really know many foods that aren't ramen.
I know, but I mean,
Name any noodle dish.
Any noodle dish other than ramen pho.
I was going to say fuzzy.
Spaghetti.
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 This is a really hard one, so that's why I made an extra
Okay.
point. So Ramdon is the answer I'm going to give you because that's it's what we all read. And I'm going to butcher it because I don't speak Korean.
Okay.
So it's yeah, I know. I too am Filipino, and it's spelled Japaguri. So like Japaguri. That's all I can.
Okay. All right.
That's
That
what's
sounds delicious.
It looked really good in the movie.
Yeah, it
when
did. It looks delicious.
Especially like those big chunks like sirloin she got in
Right.
there. I went,
Oh, yeah.
I love Korean food. Like I have like tofu soup all the time. I always have like freaking Korean barbecue. And like ever had like the there's this other one where it's like a army soup, I believe.
oh yeah, with like spam and stuff in it.
Yeah, that was
Ooh.
delicious.
Yeah, that's like perfect like late after evening. Like,
That'll shorten your lifespan, I'm sure.
absolutely, especially the hot dogs in it.
Yeah.
All right, last in the food category. In The Irishman, what was the secret ingredient that made Lum's Hot Dogs in Miami one of the best hot dogs in America?
They
Justin.
steam beer in it. That
Correct.
sounds delicious. I actually want to really try that because I've done
Huh.
chicken. Which one did I do? Yes, chicken. I've
Beer
done
can chicken?
with it. Yeah, beer can chicken, and I did like what else do you do in beer? Oh, you can do like beer batter.
Steak.
Yeah. There-
Chick, yeah.
Can you?
I mean,
probably
you
could.
could.
You could.
Justin,
What are
you
you
can
gonna-
do whatever
Who's going
you
to tell you
want.
no? Who's going to tell you no? Gordon Ramsay?
Yeah.
Probably. Yes. He can. He's not gonna stop me.
Here he is now.
yeah.
Come on in.
You bleeping donkey!
Oh, me and Gordon Ramsay were both more
Oh,
right.
yeah.
I'm going to try to slip in a Letterkenny quote every podcast. S&P is the way for me. All right.
S&P's choice for me.
Okay, now we're just talking to ourselves. Sorry.
Sorry.
When are you going to have a Letterkenny episode?
I'll come back with the Letterkenny episode. All right. So the next question is from Parasite. So in Parasite, there was this bit that the sister kind of had to say to her brother before she met the family. So I need you to finish the missing chunk. It's gonna be kind of hard how I'm doing it because obviously they said it in Korean and I'm doing just a translation in English.
Right.
But there is a part of what she says that is missing.
Okay.
And what I'm going to tell you. So, Jessica, only child, blank. Classmate Kim Jun, he's your cousin. Justin.
From Illinois.
Close. Okay, yeah, you know what? Oh, I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to give it to you.
You want, unless he can.
Was it Chicago?
You know, I give it both to them. That'd be nice.
Yeah. I remember that part. That was like clever.
Chicago.
A bounty.
I thought you were going to say, like, can you do, like, the counting thing?
No. Because it's a podcast.
Because they're counting in binary, I think. I'm like, I can't do that with my fingers.
All right, next question is from Joker.
Yoker.
Who does Arthur think is his biological father? Ish.
Mr. Tom Swain.
Apparently, he is Cockney.
Who's Cockney?
Mr. Tom Wayne.
I'm sure there's a.
Master Wayne.
Tom Wayne.
Master Wayne.
Wow.
What do we do when we fun?
Jeez.
What do you do when they fall?
Are you still talking to yourselves?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
A little bit. Yeah, sorry
Just
about
checking in
Isn't that
from
really what a
high
podcast
above
is?
in the vortex where I'm recording from.
Okay. Next question. Why is Jo from Little Women hiding the back of her dress at one of the parties?
Oh,
Justin.
because she has a burn mark, like a scorch in it. On
Yes.
it. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. I remember it was like dirty, but I'm like, from what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
From the bathroom?
No. All right.
I mean, it was the olden times.
Yeah.
So
No, that is why your dress is dirty.
Well, it's because I just watched Parasite, so. I remember the toilet was exploding.
Yeah, it was.
Oh boy, she
All
had
right.
no problem sitting on that.
She just gave up.
She's like, what? I'm just going to go on my phone.
All right. This is the last question in this round. So this is a little interesting.
Yeah.
Name 3 movies in this list of 5 that share 2 cast members.
All right.
All right, Justin.
The Irishman
Mm-hmm.
and Once Upon a Time
Mm-hmm.
has Al Pacino in it,
Mm-hmm.
and then Robert De Niro was in both Joker and The Irishman.
Mm-hmm. And then Pacino was also in.
Oh, Pacino was also in.
Like, you already mentioned the movie, so I'm just me hinting at it real bad now.
Wait. Oh, Joker?
Nope.
Parasite.
Wait,
No.
Wait, what? Wait, what? No. Oh, yeah.
It's the three. Pacino's in one of the three movies you already mentioned.
Oh,
Mike, you could go out on a limb and say
I almost-
Parasite's not going to be.
Okay, wait. Pacino's. I know that Pacino's in Once Upon a Time.
Yes.
And what is it called? The Irishman.
Okay, there it is.
Did I not say it?
No. You didn't say who. You didn't say who was in the Irishman yet. You said the Irishman.
Oh, gotcha.
And then you clarify. I needed you to tell me.
Gotcha. Okay, copy that.
Al Pacino.
So you got it. That's it.
Great.
Yeah.
Perfect.
That is
He
it.
needed you to answer the question.
Okay.
Pretty much. Not in the form of several more questions.
Okay. All right. Copy.
All right, but you're good. You got it. You
All
won.
right.
You got that question.
We're good.
Yes.
We Gucci. We're Parasite.
So after that first round, what are our scores, Hannah?
Justin, you are at 8, and Ish, you are at 3.
Ooh, nice. Okay, not bad on the way coming back from vacation. But welcome back to the show, Justin. It's great. Like I said, it's great to always have you on, and this is actually really appropriate to have you on today because I'm gonna have you introduce yourself to our listeners in just a bit. But you are a film reviewer, a film critic, and we had you on here because we're doing some of the most critically acclaimed films for this year.
Yeah.
But before we move on to that, can you just let our listeners know who you are, what you represent, or who you represent, and all that?
Once again, my name is Justin Quizon, and I've got 2 podcasts in the world, not a million. From everyone else's.
If you have more than 1,
2 million, man.
something is wrong with you.
That's correct,
Yeah.
Hannah. No, I have a Nothing New remake podcast, and I have Go Go Godzilla. Nothing New remake podcast is pretty much stated in the title. We watched the original film, we watched the remake, and Go Go Godzilla is a podcast I co-host with Emily Schmemily. And who's been on the show many times.
Yes,
also
we
Nothing,
love her.
And then Nothing I co-host with Andrew Lindy, who's also been on the show a couple times. And Go Go Godzilla is a month-to-month history breakdown of every Godzilla film in order of release.
Nice.
I also do work for Screen Rant, where I've interviewed. This is kind of like a more sporadic thing, but I do have done work with Screen Rant where I've interviewed actors for upcoming feature films, and so I've interviewed at this point Christian Bale. Chadwick Boseman, Andrew McKay, or Adam McKay, Timothy Chalamet, who was in Little Women, Benedict Cumberbatch, Michael Shannon, etc. And so I do that as well. I also do some work for Illuminerdi with some of the live streams, and also I'm also a filmmaker as well, so I'm also working on those projects as well.
Perfect. And we also just recently had AJ Calamai, who is the producer / editor for Lumpia 2, which you had a hand in co-writing, I believe.
I'm associate producer of that film, and so I've had some help with giving story notes on the script and on the edits.
Perfect. So you are obviously a film expert. Obviously,
I try.
But we are talking about the Oscars today, the Academy Awards. So just to really fast go through all the nominees, there's 9 of them. There's Ford versus Ferrari.
The nominees in 90 seconds. Go!
Go!
Ford versus Ferrari, The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, Joker, Little Women, Marriage Story, 1917. I feel like 90 seconds is a lot of time, though.
I said 9 seconds.
Oh, Once Upon a Time, Hollywood, and Parasite.
It's like a Vine, but 3 seconds longer. Oh, I'm sorry, Bite. It's like a Bite, but 3 seconds
Oh,
longer.
okay, I'm sorry, TikTok, but
TikTok is like a minute, so you got
that's
plenty
right.
of time.
Yeah, that's like an Instagram story.
So, in your guys' head, what makes a good movie for you?
I like to watch it.
Is that?
I mean, that's the
How
bottom
dare
line.
you say that in front of Justin Quizon?
No. There has to be like there's one end
Right. No, exactly. Yeah.
of the spectrum,
Yeah.
and I envy that end sometimes, where my over analytical brain ruins things,
Right.
and ruins like people.
Well, you said like a good film to me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What components make a good film for you, or what kind of
okay.
elements make a good film?
It's like a good film in general, a good film for me. Because if it's a good film for me, I have to actually enjoy watching it. Because there's other films where I'm like, that's a good film. I don't like it. I don't want to watch it again.
Let's say for you.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So one, I'd have to like like I'd want to have to like to watch it.
Right, of course.
Because there's a bunch of terrible movies that I'd love watching. Quotability. I want to quote it to people.
Because that makes it fun too.
Yeah, exactly. What about you?
It's a lot more complicated than that.
Yeah.
I think, and I get to, but I really do mean it's even more complicated for most folks. Like for me, it's because I also like to make movies and hope to make movies more. Is like I get two factors in my brain. One is that do I find it have a good entertainment value for me? I actually am with you on that ish. It's like there are movies that I think are really well made, but I can admit to go, it's well made. It's not for me.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
Like a controversial one actually, and I'm going to say it because I loved Little Women. I do love Greta Gerwig's Little Women. It was one of my favorites last year, but I'm the person who didn't like Lady Bird, though I think it's a good movie. I think it's well made.
That's fair. I just want to put my 2 cents in there.
Okay.
Fair.
See, on the opposite end, he also loves cats.
I do not love cats, but here's the thing, and this is the other end of the spectrum of enjoyment for me, is that I am fascinated by cats because sometimes I can appreciate a film for its bold choices, and whether that means like a really great movie or that was a movie. Like cats.
Yeah, just like I think before we started recording, we were talking about the new Sonic movie and how we're like wondering if the redesign is actually going to make the movie better, or is it just holding it back from being a complete enjoyable train wreck?
Because there is something here's the thing. People will talk about cats for the rest of time now.
Right.
Because it's such a weird train wreck. It's not a boring train wreck. And then it will become this weird thing 20 years from now. There'll be parties. There'll be, special midnight screenings. There'll be, etc. People will still talk about cats. If Sonic was boring and it looked like a good Sonic like it is now, no one will talk about Sonic. No.
True.
Super Mario Bros. The movie has come around recently because it makes big, weird, bold choices. And now folks are really in love with it for what it is. When it came out, it just, no one liked it. So I like movies for that degree too. Like I can enjoy like a Michel Gondry film. And it's like, wow, Michel Gondry makes some really bold, really crazy, beautiful choices.
Right.
Both good and bad. Like, so I have a lot of levels to enjoy film, but I mean, my favorite movies are usually character-based stuff with some really great technique in how they tell the story visually.
Oh, definitely. And one of the reasons I brought that up is because there's a YouTuber, his name's like Jello Apocalypse. He sometimes will review movies, and he has a scale of 1 to 10, but both positive and negative. So positive means it's a good film, Yeah. Anything above 5 is like, pretty good. And then anything that's negative is an ironic enjoyment.
Sure.
So as far away you are from 0, regardless what end. So like, the 10, like a negative 10 could be like The Room.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's a whole level of enjoyment for its own, its own way. It's not a good movie. It's not even close. Not even close. So not close to a good movie. But I've talked about that movie since I first saw it, and it's now like 10 years.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to go through what we just watched. For each one, I want to try something.
Okay.
For the log line for each one, because usually what we do when we have like one topic, we do like a minute long or like less than a minute long like elevator pitch for what the topic is about.
Yeah.
But I think what we're going to do right now is that we are going to take the movie that we watched, and then one by one we're going to give one word, go around and just try to make a log line.
Okay, for each different movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right.
So
you pointed at me, listeners. He pointed at me.
Do you want to?
No.
Okay.
That's
Well,
why
I'm not.
I'm talking to you now.
Okay.
That's why I've buzzed in to say no, thank you. Okay, bye.
All right. So let's start with the Irishman. I can start and then Ish, you can go next.
Okay.
And we'll go around. Ready?
Got it.
A
Irishman
Paints
walls.
with
blood.
Perfect.
There it is. That's the movie.
That's the movie.
That's the movie.
So basically, what is the Irishman about?
It was an Irishman paints wall with
Briefly.
blood.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I heard that was one of its working titles.
Yeah.
So basically, it's based on a true story about forgot his name already.
The mob.
Well, yeah, like
Frank.
Frank.
Yeah,
Frank. And then like his work with Jimmy Hoffa, which is like who was like an infamous like labor union leader who went to jail and quote unquote gone missing. But like in the story, they reveal that Frank was the one that killed him. But
right.
in real life, We don't know.
We don't know. Like, there's that Hoffa movie with Jack Nicholson that was made back in the 90s. And that had a totally different interpretation of what might have happened to him.
Right.
So, yeah, the movie The Irishman is a decades-long exploration of the character of Frank, who worked for Jimmy Hoffa. And it's been a project that Scorsese's been trying to do forever. It's also the first time Scorsese's worked with De Niro since, I'm assuming, Casino. And that's kind of the duo, Scorsese and De Niro. So, no, it's a long time coming for them to kind of come back together for doing like one of these. And it's Scorsese doing crime genre again, you know. So, yeah.
It's a very long film.
Oh, yeah.
It was like...
It was 3.5, yeah.
Yep.
Well, it was funny because I started the film without even looking at how long it was.
Oh,
like,
no.
And then I was like, maybe like an hour and a half in, and it's like, how long is this thing? I started, and so I looked like, wow, I'm not even halfway through yet. But it was still good. I mean, what did you guys think of it?
Oh, I actually really enjoyed it.
No, same.
Yeah.
I actually wanted to make sure I gave it the attention it deserved. So I, instead of watching it at home, and I'm kind of terrible sometimes watching a movie at home if I have my phone next to me. I just know I need my phone away from me. I mean, I need my phone in another room if I'm watching a movie. But what I decided to do at Irishman, I wanted to give it the proper viewing. So I all right, I have this weekend off.
Oh, yeah.
So I went to go see it in the theater. There's a great like art house theater in Orange County called the Frida. And they showed the Irishman there, drove over to the Frida. Made sure I drank no liquids before the film started. But then sat down to just let the movie be for 4 hours in a dark room. And it was... I think the best way for me to watch that movie because you have to focus on it. You know?
So you said you didn't drink liquids. Did you eat an ice cream sundae?
No.
Oh.
After though.
Oh. That might have been the intended way to watch it.
There's a great like food court next door that has like a lot of like. So let me just say I enjoyed myself after because I'm starving.
Very nice. Okay, I wanted to ask a quick question because you would know about it more than I would.
Okay.
Was there like rumors or something going around that like Scorsese didn't like the film after it was finished, or did he have some kind of problems with it?
Not that I've heard of. I mean, where'd you hear that? I'm curious.
That's memes.
All right.
Memes. Our greatest source of news.
Can you legitimize these memes for me?
Okay.
Okay, just wondering. Yeah.
So let's go ahead and just do Joker. So
Joker.
Okay.
Justin, you go ahead and start.
Okay. Failed
comedian
Arthur.
Kills
a
host
for
laughs.
Hey, that's not bad.
Yeah. Well, I'm actually really impressed. We should just get hired by like logline makers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean,
This is actually what the writer's room for log lines looks like.
Exactly. So, just in case anyone that is listening doesn't know, we are not a Batman podcast. We just had our Joker episode, and we also had our Harley Quinn episode. No Batman episode yet, but we did watch Joker.
Yeah.
And it is starring Heath.
Wow.
No.
Wow.
Joaquin Phoenix.
There it is.
Of all days.
My bad.
Stars Jared Leto.
Then I would have really been
Dwight from The Office.
Dwight from The Office.
Jeez. So obviously you guys watched it because we're doing this episode.
Yeah.
But so we talked about it a little bit before we done this because we had a Joker episode, but this is obviously before watching and assumingly. So what do we think? I mean, this is like fresh in some of our brains. What did you think of the film?
Who wants to sell me on it?
I mean,
I'm just asking.
It's about mental illness.
Okay.
Go on. Well, I think I mean, have you ever watched something like what was the inspiration? It was the comedian one.
From what are you talking about?
Yeah,
Scorsese?
a long time ago. Yeah.
King of Comedy.
Yeah, it's like the King comedy. It's about like this guy who does have a mental illness where he was kind of like brought up to think that he has this purpose to bring joy and laughter to everyone, but he's kind of like this downtrodden guy who is, I don't know, I guess in his head misunderstood a little bit, but because he has this like disability and everything, everyone puts him down and treats him as like a downtrodden individual. and it's just kind of like his mental illness just kind of escalating him to the point where he becomes like a crime kingpin that he is. Joker.
Completely by accident too.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say that like it's a character study. It's basically a character study.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it. It was an interesting film to watch that character. I feel like a lot of controversy that surrounds it is because of the fact that, you know, a lot of people take what they think the movie's about and then kind of warps it in how they want it to be, I guess.
It's also yes. Does anyone?
I was waiting for that to happen.
My bad.
It's also the things the director said that the movie was about.
Yeah.
Which
What was it? What, remind me again?
I haven't seen the movie, so maybe what he said wasn't even fair to like how it is to watch it. But he said some reductive things about it being about comedies ruined by PC culture.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah,
hate
yeah,
that. No,
yeah.
no. I mean, like at that point, it's like, okay, I'm just gonna watch the film.
And try not to judge it by the guy who made it.
Yeah, I mean, it's
very hard for
tough.
me. That's why I needed a cell.
Right,
now.
no, exactly. And then I think that's like that for like any piece of art too, you know, even like, you know, just trying to, if you really, sometimes you want to like separate the two, like the creator and like whoever.
But it is
Yeah.
very hard in,
It
in
is.
kind of like how we have like we're kind of, you know, I don't not to go too far into this because
Right.
we have like a lot of things. Other
Right, I know.
But like it is definitely kind of hard when we have like such things like social media and the internet that we're like, we have access to talking to the creator of the art way faster now, especially if the creator of the art is willing to talk. And it gets trickier to separate because we hear very freshly in our ears or we read it very freshly in our eyes what they said, and if we disagree with it real hard, real fast, it's gonna be really hard to separate the product or the art from it because we don't have time to separate from what we just heard or read.
Right.
You know, like I read all those things that Todd Phillips said, and it made me just definitely go like, dude,
Right.
shut up.
I
You
know. I know. I mean, not gonna lie. I mean, you know, if it wasn't for this podcast, I probably wouldn't have watched it.
Yeah.
But now that I have, it's like, it is actually a really good, well-made film, and I definitely see that the art that went into it, like the time it takes to put this work together, like from beginning to end. I don't know. What did you guys think?
Okay, well, thanks for all that backstory right before I'm about to say, oh man, I loved it.
Ish, please love it. Like that's not why.
No,
I brought it
like I
up.
said, I do not agree with
Yeah.
the director at all.
So,
but
yeah, I mean, I didn't even know any of that stuff really. I think I might have heard about it, didn't know it was the same guy, but
See,
yeah.
I kind of wish I had that so I can just view it as is and be
Yeah.
a little more fair to it.
But yeah, no, it's funny because I look at it, or because at first, you know, going into it, I was always worried to be. We've had this on the Joker podcast where I'm like, you know, like one of the cool things about the Joker is that you don't know his backstory.
yeah.
right.
Like it's very like, is it like every once in a while where he tells something, you're like, is he even telling the truth? And
Right.
it was just so like ominous. But then, so I was kind of worried to have like a movie dedicated to that. And I thought they did a really good job of like a depiction of a Joker origin story.
And you know what? When you even think about it too, even after watching that film, you still don't even know if what you watched was even real.
Oh yeah, because you know he's delusional and stuff
Yeah.
half the
Yeah.
time. Because but one thing I also thought was really cool was you know how like we have our non-Christmas movies?
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm like, this could be like a non-Batman movie. If you
Oh,
just
yeah.
remove like some things, like it could be its complete own thing.
Own thing.
Yeah.
So Little Women.
Like yeah. It could have been a pretty good stinger if like there's no mention of like the like Waynes or Gotham, and at the very end where he's like, "Call me Joker," and then you see him do all that, you're like, "Wait a minute."
Right.
So I didn't like it.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
Very
okay.
simple. I'll say I didn't like it, and I can see where it's well made, and I can see what they're trying to say. I kind of felt like if it was not called Joker, if it was not trying to connect to anything from a DC comic book, I would have had more respect for it. But since it seems like, and Phillips has said like, they won't make these kind of movies unless I put a freaking comic book thing in it. So that's why I did it. And I went, yeah, thanks, dude. Cool. I don't that's okay, great. As a guy who likes this stuff, you sound like you have contempt for it, and that's totally the angled approach to doing a movie based on a comic book character. And so, yeah, like it's called Gotham City a couple times just to go get it because it's Joker. It does the stuff with the Wayne family, and I'm sitting there going like, don't do it. Are you doing it? Oh, I hate you. And so like it's just distracting for me that I can't separate that.
Right.
And I see I think there's a strong message in the film. I think there is something that is clearly connecting to audiences, and that's why it made $1 billion and why it has 11 Oscars. So here's the thing. I'm not here to say I don't think it's got value in some fashion, because clearly a lot of people are connecting to it. And not to get very political at all, I'm seeing this movie reflects the time period it's in.
Right.
And right now the audiences are looking at this as a movie that is reflecting how they're feeling. Yeah. And I understand that totally and completely. I just think this was a dumb way of doing it. But I'm not here to deny that it's worked for so many other people. Right. So not for me, but I get it. And I totally understand why it does work for people.
All right. Well, on the other side of that, we have Little Women. Little Women. So I guess I can start with that. Okay. Little
girls.
Who?
No.
Oh wait, we're getting a direct no. We're gonna start from the top. We're gonna start from the top.
Justin, go.
Okay.
Start over.
Joe.
Beth.
Meg.
Amy.
Work.
At.
Being.
Young.
Professional. I love just watching someone die in the corner.
Professionals, you said?
I didn't mean to derail you as badly as I did.
I think we got it. I think we got it.
We really didn't. This is the worst one by far. But we have to move on.
Yeah. Well, Little Women, obviously based off the novel from Louise. Wait, hold on. Louise
M. Alcott?
Yes. That one.
Yes.
I feel like they made a lot of these. They made like one other film with Winona Ryder.
There are 4.
4?
Yeah.
And then plus the TV series too, right?
I think there's like a TV thing.
Right.
Like, okay, this is my side plug to my podcast.
Okay.
So with Nothing New, we did cover the 1994 film.
Right.
With Winona Ryder and Claire Danes. And Kristen Dunst. And then we covered the new one. But in our Patreon, we actually covered the the second version of the film. There's so many versions of the movie. But the one of the early versions of the film, the 1933 version, which stars Katharine Hepburn.
Oh, cool.
As Joe. And it's really good, too. It's like, I'll admit, I really love this story.
Yeah.
I love the Winona Ryder movie. And as I watched this version and saw how Greta Gerwig did it and how she recontextualized it, how she reformatted it, how she restructured it, I sat there and went, holy crap, this is great.
Did you ever read the book?
I wish. It was one of those I've wanted to, and I always like looked at it at school and went, I'll do it. I'll borrow it one day, but I never got to it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I thought it was a great plot. I mean, again, this was like the last thing I watched, so it's still fresh in my brain. But then I thought it was really frustrating for me in the middle, because it's just like that freaking guy. What's his name?
Larry.
Yeah,
Larry.
He just really frustrated me so much. But then I'm kind of glad how everything ended up. Except I don't know, Laurie should have just went away. She just went away. Either like, Joe accepted him and they got together and be nice and happy, but obviously that's not what Joe wanted, or he just goes away from the family forever.
Goes to war.
What movie is that?
But I mean, Laura Dern is awesome. I love Laura Dern.
Yeah, Laura Dern's great.
What did you guys like about the film?
No, you go ahead and go.
I already did my thing. It's your turn.
Okay. I don't know. I feel like I just like liked a lot of the actresses.
Yeah.
Just like, just tell me a story. I'm here to listen.
It's all top-notch folks.
Yeah, it's all just like I said, because I never seen any of the old movies and never read the book, so I'm like almost like immediately drawn in. I'm like, okay. What are we doing here?
Yeah. No, me too.
Yeah, I'm like, wait, I got 5 movies to watch. What do you got to offer?
But this is again someone who doesn't really have that much knowledge of it. I mean, I might even know a little bit more of the author than I actually do of the actual book because I do love listening to like history podcasts. But like, I thought it was a great story. I don't know how it compared to like all the other movies or.
Like the '94 film is really good. It does have its own problems here and there, but I think it's a really good movie. The 1933 film, shockingly, is also a really good movie. Katharine Hepburn again is an amazing Joe. Like I think of the threes I've watched, like all three Joes have been great. There's no bad Joe in the bunch, and so I think the thing that proved to me watching three different versions of the story was that I liked the story. I liked the women. I liked the stuff they had to go through. I liked them as characters. I like what they have to fight for, what that is important to them. And yeah, I think Gerwig found a really cool modern way to reapproach the material. And this is one of the cases where I didn't, like I said, Lady Bird wasn't for me, but I can see that Greta Gerwig is a really good filmmaker. Little Women came around and went, okay, so Greta Gerwig was a really good filmmaker because she finally made a movie I could connect to.
That is great. I mean, this is like one of those movies where it's like, it's really feel-goody.
Feel-goody.
I would really watch it.
I think it's a good Christmas movie.
Oh, there is okay. We might have to save that for next year. All right, so we got two more. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Ish, you start.
Aging
actor
does
the
wrong
role,
but
his
stuntman
finds
out
that
the
Manson
family
is
killing.
Period.
I'm like,
I was gonna jump in with bad.
I'm like, I have all like the random like filler verbs and stuff like that. I'm like, I'm not helping anyone right now.
No, that's needed. So Quentin Tarantino. I just want to put out there that I do love his style. He's a very what is it called? What's that special word called? With like the actor, like the directors have their own style. It's
auteur.
Auteur.
That's actually how you say it.
If you can just add a little.
He's an auteur director. I really do enjoy his style. This one was okay. It wasn't. I don't know. I do like their take. I mean, they obviously they're retelling. They're telling this story about this fake actor, but in the backdrop of the Manson killings. Yeah. But in the style of his past film, the one with the Nazis, Inglourious Bastards, they kind of changing history a little bit. Yeah. Where it's not. Spoiler alert. I don't want to. I want to spoiler alert.
Are you sure you want to do it?
They kind of change. Okay, they just kind of change the timeline a little. Yeah. So it's not the outcome that you would think that is like the history. I guess what I'm saying.
Spoilers for history.
So I mean, yeah, like I don't know. I feel like I've seen this story before, but you can make that argument with like a lot of stories because essentially all stories came from somewhere. Right. Yeah. That's like, but like
we're all just stories.
We're all just stories. In the
Might
end.
as well make it a good one.
But like it's just that struggling old actor trying to make it in Hollywood. I mean, I feel like I've seen that before. Sure. So I don't know. But it was entertaining. I do like but as far as like as a film that I feel like that could win Best Picture, I mean, I probably wouldn't vote for it. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I don't know, because like I felt like it didn't really feel Tarantino until like towards the end.
Sure.
Right, because I hardly even. That's what I was thinking when I was watching. I was like, wow, for a Tarantino movie, there's really not a lot of blood. Oh wait, here it is.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting. I'm kind of relieved that this is a room of three folks who are feeling the same way about this movie, because it got a lot of accolades and got a lot of like attention and definitely like a lot of top 10s from film critics I like and follow. And there's it's his masterpiece. I went, what did I like it, but I don't like it like that much.
I mean, I definitely like kind of telling stories like that where it's just like there's a bunch of because like there's always something's going on, and then whether or not it actually shows what's going on, you kind of already know what's going on from like history or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I do like DiCaprio in it. I like his relationship with Pitt.
Brad Pitt, yeah.
Yeah, I like their
such a bromance.
Yeah.
It is, and it's definitely some of the best parts in the film.
Right.
I legitimately like the scene where he's filming the Western.
Yeah.
And it's kind of cool because if we're in the middle of this movie, you're all of a sudden you're waiting for somebody to yell cut, and then all of a sudden you realize, oh, you're just watching the scene. And it's kind of a good scene. So then you get caught up in the scene until the cut, and you're like,
until like he
flubs.
Yeah.
And so it's like, oh, that's kind of cool. So it's like that's the stuff that I know that Tarantino's like had a lot of fun doing. But it is kind of meandering a bit. It's kind of bloated. For me, at least. I know some people, I'm willing to do another viewing of it when it comes out.
Right.
Now it's out on home video. I'm going to want to give it another try. I do have a problem with the Bruce Lee scene. I'm not very particularly happy about that.
And if you guys want to listen to our past episode on Bruce Lee featuring Phil Yu, go ahead and jump back in our timeline.
Was the movie out by then or not yet?
No.
Okay.
We just we were doing a Bruce Lee episode like a long time ago.
Okay. I'm sure Phil has words.
Oh, yeah. Probably. Come back, Phil. But yeah, great. So one more, Parasite. So that's Justin.
Okay. Family
that
works
for
a
rich
family,
but
drains
their
resources.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's
kind of it.
I mean, that's kind of technically the definition of a parasite.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely a lot more than that.
Yeah.
But is
I can't believe you all didn't capture the nuances of Parasite. One-word improv game.
It was really strong in the first two. I was so proud of us on the first two.
Right.
We were kind of struggling with last couple.
It is a Korean film. Just won an award for the Golden Globes
And SAG Award for the
SAG
cast.
Awards for the cast, which is excellent. And is about a Korean family who is poor, but like they started kind of taking over jobs for this richer family, and it's really like it's this is what you would call a dark humor, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then it's just but it's kind of like a commentary about just class warfare and just the disparity between these two families. You got a poor family taking care of essentially taking care of a rich family, and just like the differences that they have. And then it's really, I mean, just the way that it's shot too. I mean, it's just the if you just compare the scenes with just the family with the scenes with like the rich family, and you can feel it, Like, I think films that are good to me, we brought up that question earlier, it's just like, whether for good or bad, they kind of stick to you. And they, like, you feel like its influence just just the essence just kind of like, just builds on you like Ryan from the drain of that toilet that in that one scene at the end. Oh, anyway, before I start thinking about that a little bit more, thoughts?
I definitely tell people like, hey, have you seen the trailer? Or do you know anything about it? No. Cool. Don't watch a trailer or read anything about it.
That's exactly what I was told.
Yeah.
They were like, don't read anything, just go see it.
Yeah, just go see it. And I think that's the thing about that. Anyway, I guess our one sentence is perfect for that. Because it's a movie that that's how I walked in. I was like,
that's how I saw it too. And
it's the best way to watch it because there's moments in the film where you're going, oh, I know where this is going. And then all of a sudden it goes somewhere else and you're like, okay, I have no idea how you're taking this. And I'm a big fan of this filmmaker. I've loved pretty much all the movies this guy's directed. And if you haven't seen The Host is great. It's like a family monster. It's a family fighting a giant monster. It's kind of like in the vein of if Jaws. It's kind of like a Jaws-ish tone. It's really great. He did Snowpiercer. That has an amazing Chris Evans performance and some really great sci-fi elements and action. But this movie, like, it's my favorite one that he's done, and I'm glad it's getting the attention that it deserves, and a lot of people are giving it a shot.
It's great.
Okay. See, I mean, I really enjoyed the film, but as I was like watching, I'm like I really like it. And as after I finished, I'm like, I don't know, like it doesn't really stand out to me that much. Like, I don't know what it is. Like it's just like I really enjoyed it and everything, but I'm like I don't know. It just like didn't speak to me as much.
Okay. Well, we're gonna talk a little bit more about these nominees later, and like what do we think? Our predictions of who's gonna win. But before that, we're gonna jump back into
round 2.
All right, Justin, what do you got for us on round 2?
Okay. So, here's questions. All right. So I'm going to name an actor or director.
Okay.
Now, you'll have to name the other films they were nominated for in previous Oscars.
Okay, so not the same year.
Not the same year, and none from this year, obviously.
Okay.
So,
crap.
I will help, give little hints here and there if you need something, but obviously, if you can name as many as you can, and then like I'll kind of keep track of it in my head. I'll say like a point for each one you get. We're starting with the first one, which is, I'm hoping I'm saying her name correctly, Saoirse Ronan.
Saoirse.
Thank you. I always get that wrong.
Wait.
Saoirse Ronan.
So we're naming the
previous Academy Award nominated movies. You don't have to say what category.
Okay.
You don't have to say, but if you can just name the movies.
Was she in the... Why do I want to say the piano?
Oh my god.
No, wait, what? I don't know.
Ish.
You mean the pianist?
That's also wrong.
Okay.
So no, and she was not born, I think, when or she was too young for that movie. Yeah, she was too young for that movie.
Who
that was
she?
She was Jo from
She was Jo?
Little Women.
She was Jo in Little
Okay.
Women. All right.
I don't know.
I will help with hints if you need them.
So angry.
Hannah is like glaring at us right
Hannah,
now.
you know I don't know anyone.
Yeah, if you could give us a little bit of
Here's for season 1.
Okay.
She's already been directed by Greta Gerwig for this film. There it is.
Lady Bird.
There it is.
There
Lady.
it is.
Are you kidding me?
I know, I'm sorry.
They rose to exactly the same level of notoriety for the same thing twice. And you're like, I don't know, the pianist? Where did that even come from?
I said that because he said piano, and Quizon had a almost look on his face. So I'm like, I'll jump on that train.
I'll give you another hint for another one.
Okay.
The other film she was nominated for was her first one, and had Keira Knightley and James McAvoy in it.
James McAvoy.
I was about to say X-Men.
Keira Knightley was not in X-Men.
Yeah.
I'll add more hints to that. It's a war movie.
Oh, war movie.
2008.
Oh, wait. Was that with It's not Christopher Nolan, is it? No, it's not.
That's
You're talking to your microphone, though.
Right.
Do we have a...
The only thing I could think of back at that time was like Pirates of the Caribbean.
Let's go with Dunkirk.
So that is very wrong, because Dunkirk came out in 2010, 18, not 2008.
10 years, not bad.
You're off 10 years, a decade. Atonement.
Atonement. Oh,
Atonement.
I haven't heard of that.
That was the first one she was nominated for.
Okay.
Yeah, she was a kid too in that one.
Yeah.
Oh boy, this is gonna be bad, guys.
All right, next person will be a Quentin Tarantino. Ish.
The Django.
Yes.
Did that one get one?
The
Okay.
Django?
The Django.
Nominated for director and screenplay.
Okay.
Yeah, more. He's got a lot.
Kill Bill.
No.
Inglourious Bastards.
Yes.
Dang it. Yeah.
Screenplay and director.
Yeah.
You have another one for me?
Looking back in my Quentin Tarantino, all I can think of is all his B films, like his
Looking deep into Quentin Tarantino.
I know.
Quentin by Tarantino.
Quentin by Tarantino.
I love those memes.
Probably going to
Written Directino by.
This is a Filipino joke, but there was a guy who used to report by the name of Quentin Tarantado.
No, I don't. I don't unless it's the one with what's her face with a machine gun leg.
That was Robert Rodriguez, and no.
Never mind.
Ish.
Man, I love his movies. I just can't think of them on the spot.
Oh,
Justin.
Pulp Fiction.
Correct.
Dang it.
That's what it was.
All right, we're gonna move on.
That was the one.
That was the one. I was waiting for that one. Come on, it's Pulp Fiction.
I know. It's been a while.
To be fair, I've only seen it once, and I own it.
All right, next one is a Joaquin Phoenix.
Joaquin
Joaquin Phoenix. Ish.
The Quick and the Dead?
No.
Was that him?
That's DiCaprio.
No, who was the other guy?
It's not Joaquin Phoenix.
I couldn't have done round one. I can do this one.
Oh God, I am such a okay, you guys. I work in the film industry, by the way, but
Yeah, it's embarrassing for you.
I do.
They don't quiz you on this every day in the film
No,
industry?
they don't. They don't. Like, unfortunately, I
didn't mean to delegitimize it. Justin really does work in the film industry. Anyway, goodbye.
But like, we really don't have a lot of time to watch movies, you guys.
Ain't that the irony?
Yeah, that is.
That's ironic as sorry.
14-hour days on set. Anyway, oh God, Joaquin Phoenix also in. No,
I was thinking of Russell Crowe.
No, I can't pull one out right now.
You were thinking of Russell Crowe.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the shame.
Can you give us hints?
Shame that Yeah, I can give you hints. You know what? Hilariously, Russell Crowe did star with him in this movie.
Wait, was it?
Wait. I
Is it
actually have movie
a
now.
Western film?
Come on, y'all.
Was it Stand By Me?
No. That's his brother, River.
That's what it was.
Why
Russell
do you know that?
Russell Crowe, Joaquin Phoenix, historical epic.
Gladiator.
There we go.
That's right.
Do you want to try one more? You want to try for another one?
Can you give me another hint?
Singer biopic.
I don't know what biopic means.
Like a movie about a famous person.
Okay.
Singer?
Ray Charles.
Well, that is. I don't even.
That was upsetting.
That's very wrong
It's not-
in ways that I can't even process. Justin, you wanna give it a go?
What? Can you name one of the songs? Is that cheating?
It's cheating on this one.
Oh,
Yeah.
dang. It's,
Can you hum one of the songs?
You know what?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Can you tap it in Morse code? Oh. Yeah, I got it.
What?
Finding Nemo.
Wow.
No.
There it is. It's gonna. No. All right. Are we gave
Let
up?
them
Yeah.
go. Let them out of their prison.
I am.
Oh, no. That
Oh, was it, Justin? Go ahead.
That was a mistake.
No, okay. It's Walk the Line.
Oh.
Walk the
With
Line.
Johnny Cash.
Johnny Cash. He won as Johnny Cash.
Dang it.
He was nominated for Johnny Cash.
Okay.
All right. We'll move
That's
on.
right. So was the song Ring of Fire?
Yes.
Okay, I
Okay.
did. I was right.
okay,
so I
I
make-
just
'cause I-
wasn't very good
I did
at
know
it.
Ring of Fire. I did hear Ring of Fire.
Okay.
That's
All
why I
right.
said Nemo, because Ring of Fire.
I didn't want to hum Walk the Line. That's the
Right.
thing. And the last one is The Master. So that's the last one he was nominated for.
Okay.
All right.
Question:
goodness.
He wasn't nominated for her.
He wasn't nominated for her.
Her.
Right? Yeah. No, I thought he was great in that too. I don't.
All right, move on.
Yeah. No, he was great in her. I don't. Whatever. All right. All right. The last one.
Okay.
It's the biggie. Robert De Niro. Justin.
Why did I want to say it like Rocky and Bullwinkle? It's not. But
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
Godfather
Keep going.
2.
Yes.
Part 2.
I was being nice,
Yeah.
but yes, Godfather Part 2. You got another one for me?
He also did
Movies.
He did movies.
Pass.
He got nominated so many times.
Yeah.
I know.
So that's why he's the last one on this.
Yeah.
He worked with Scorsese before.
He did.
Yeah,
Was
oh.
it? Oh.
No. It's just
Yeah.
it's just her. So. New York.
New York. Batman.
That's Gotham, and I'm going to move on to Justin.
Yeah. It took place in a jail, I think.
Okay. Yeah, you're kind of there.
Kinda.
I see what you're. I see where you're going with that.
The
pause.
Departed.
Okay.
He's not in Departed. I'm going to give you another couple of hints. You said Rocky and Bullwinkle. Bullwinkle.
Bull Durham.
No.
The bull.
I'm gonna try a different angle. I'm gonna try a
Rocky
different angle.
14.
I'm gonna try a different angle. If the movie was called now, it would be called Uber. But what would it be called?
Taxi.
Yeah.
Taxi.
What? does he do?
Taxi Driver.
There it is. Okay, I'll give you that.
That was the most pained I've heard Quizon sound. What does a taxi person do?
I'm going to try one more for you.
Okay.
Wasn't there a movie just called Taxi, though?
There was a movie called Taxi.
Okay, that's
it's
what I was
terrible.
thinking. I'm sure it is.
All right, I'm going to give one more. This is the last one. And even though he's got way more, I'm going to just give you guys one more chance on this. There's an animal in the title. It's a war film. Has Christopher Walken in it. And there's a there's a game of Russian roulette that's played in it.
Going through my list of animals in my head.
That's how you know he doesn't
I
know
can
the
think
answer.
of one, but I don't think Christopher Walken was in it, though.
Doe, blank.
The deer.
A female deer.
Deer hunter.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Deer Hunter.
Okay.
Oh, like the arcade game.
Oh, I should have went for that.
I would have gone big game hunter.
Woo! Well,
oh man, that was
wow.
Wow, yeah.
Wow.
That,
I mean, I've always said I don't know people. So
you know what?
I stand by that.
Quite honestly, I'm probably gonna end up buying like a AMC like A-list pass after this because I do need to watch more films.
Gotta watch him to make him.
gotta watch
Well,
to
even
make
then,
them.
I still don't know the people that are in them, even if I read the credits.
Sounds like a you problem.
Yeah.
Before
As
we
I
get-
said, I don't know these things because I have a problem.
Before we get to our points, let's go to our sponsor break.
This episode of GKO is not brought to you by getting bored of winning awards and
Oh, okay.
that's just funny because we won no points that round.
Are you like us and tired of winning all the time?
Try losing. Try being a complete idiot. Getting bored of winning awards and constantly getting played off the stage with the same music in the middle of protesting the man. Thinking your personal feline physique psychic.
Can take it again. Do it all again.
Oh man, that's all one sentence. Getting bored of winning awards and constantly getting played off the stage with the same music in the middle of protesting the man, thinking your personal feline psychic, or bringing awareness to that thing that's happening down the street to you that you can't quite remember the name of, but it seems gross? Well, there's no way we can make your speech longer, but go on about your own terms with, now that's what I call playoff music, Volume 74, because who doesn't want to be played off the stage during your speech on that important cause with Tub Thumping by Chumbawamba?
Did you write this?
No, I did.
Chumbawamba?
He's not heard of Chumbawamba.
Have you not heard of Chumbawamba?
I've heard of it, but I don't know anything about Chumbawamba.
All right, Hannah, after round 2, what are the scores?
Justin, you are at 13 and Ish, you are at 5. What are you doing?
I don't know. Just give me more points.
Give me a reason.
All right, so out of all the
Just a
films that
little bit
we
enough?
watched, which one's your favorite? If you could give not the Oscar, but the Justin or the Ish
Best in show.
or the Quizon, what would you get? Which one would you award your statue to? That was weird. I should have just stopped.
Parasite for me.
Parasite.
Yeah, no, it was I like in my top 10 of the year. Actually, my favorite movie of the year was The Farewell, which wasn't nominated whatsoever at all. So I'm kind of pissed about that. But Parasite was a very close second, and so of the 5 we talked about tonight, yes, I would say Parasite.
Parasite.
Yeah.
I'll probably say The Irishman.
Irishman.
All right.
I would also say Parasite because again, it's like one of those movies that just kind of stuck with me.
Yeah.
You know, like again, I enjoyed all the other films, but then like this one was just like kind of just chilling.
Yeah.
You know, did you guys?
I think one of my biggest things with the Parasite was like, how are these people so good at these things that they apparently have no explanation for?
No. It's like they're just good at like basic stuff that these rich people aren't smart enough to really look into.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, even like
These are people with some talents that clearly don't. Society hasn't given them an opportunity to really been utilizing those talents, and the higher ups with money and power kind of feel like they don't need it.
Well,
I don't
because
know.
like even like the mom's like, I don't know how to cook half this stuff, and she just like does it
She
and
does
does
it.
an amazing job.
She does cook now. No, she does how to cook like some of those things.
Well, I mean, she even
doesn't know,
said,
she
yeah.
doesn't know how to cook the ramdon. She's never
Yeah.
heard of that, but she does she's able to pull off a lot of things they ask for her, you know. And it looks like the other thing is that they're adaptable. That's the other thing I've learned about them is that they seem to be very.
Oh
good
yeah, I mean
like,
they definitely are, but like.
And they learn stuff when they're not with the rich family. So I kind of took
that
as,
is the definition of faking it till you make it.
Yeah.
That's true, huh? There are scenes where they're practicing things to work for the rich family. So.
But also the guy.
I rebuke
like
the no explanation.
There's a very little explanation.
I'll give you the movie I made, which is how they learned how to do everything.
Okay.
It's everything they cut from the movie that they definitely shot where they learned how to do everything.
Like Cook Ramadan. So the other nominees, like I mentioned before, Ford versus Ferrari, Jojo Rabbit, Marriage Story, 1917. I don't know if you guys had a chance to watch any of those. I know I do. I am really, really interested in watching Jojo Rabbit. I'm probably going to end up watching this afterwards because I am a big fan of Taika Waititi.
Yeah.
I keep stumbling his name.
I was bummed I missed out on that. I really wanted to see it. I'm a big fan too.
I did watch Marriage Story though, mostly because I thought that was part of our part of our material, but I kind of dug it. I don't know. The acting was great. Was great in it. Probably not like my favorite one either, but I would probably also award Parasite. So did you guys watch any of the other films or like are interested in watching any other films?
Maybe Jojo Rabbit?
Yeah.
That looks kind of interesting. What? I don't know what the other ones are about, though.
Marriage Story is the one with Kylo Ren, Adam Driver, and...
and Black Widow, yeah.
And Black Widow.
Okay. That is really indicative of the kind of podcast that we are.
True.
That's the emotional one with the nerd characters. I love that fanfic.
Which one's 1917?
Black Widow and Kylo Ren.
Well, that's not how you guys were talking about Little Women.
Did we not just prove that I don't know people very well?
So what are your guys' prediction? Like, what do you think the Academy? Like now we're with the brain in the Academy. What do you think the
Justin's is the Quizon is the only prediction that matters. I just want everyone to know. Justin and Ish are gonna say something, but like there's only one opinion that matters right now.
I appreciate that. I think Parasite has a strong shot at actually getting the award this year. But Oscars tend to be kind of safe when they choose their winner, and it does. It wouldn't surprise me if something like, say, Marriage Story wins. You know, and it's kind of that weird thing with the Oscars. It's like something will be obviously, that's totally going to win, and it wins all the obvious awards until the last one, which is Best Picture, and everyone goes, "Why? How did that happen?"
Right.
You know, and it's like Parasite. I think has a really strong chance of winning out of all the ones we've mentioned here tonight, of all the ones that are officially nominated. But I almost feel like something like, say, Marriage Story or Little Women has a pretty good shot too, because it seems like an Oscar, air quote, Oscar movie. Irishman maybe because of Scorsese, but I also... I don't, I'm not sure how much of that's really going to happen.
So long.
That hasn't stopped them before. So yeah, it's gonna be I think it's gonna be a tight race this year, you know. Right. And I sometimes predict the ones that win for the ones that like, that's the one they're gonna give it to,
right?
You know, even if there's like ones that like clearly deserve it, or ones that everyone agrees, that should be this, and then like I said, like Best Picture winner actually happens, and everyone's like, the hell. So yeah, I say Marriage Story because it seems like one where it's like, yeah, they'll probably give it to that one because it's like a drama, and it's like a character-based drama, and it's a etc. I haven't seen that one yet either. I like that director, and I love Adam Driver, but it's weird how I've met more than one person who has issues with that film being nominated and the portrayal of Driver and more specifically Scarlett Johansson's character that made me go, I'll slow down on that. It's on Netflix, so I can probably watch it later.
How old is Adam Driver?
Eternal? Like... I've said this about Adam Driver a lot. Is like every time, I don't know what it is. He looks like he's around my age, and then I'll see him in Star Wars where they give them this amazing anime boy hair.
Do you want the answer?
And he looks like he's 25. What's the answer?
Yeah.
He's 36.
Okay.
I am. He is exactly my age.
Yeah, our age.
Okay, because that's why. Because I'm like, I think that's one thing I had about Marriage Story. Because I'm like, I keep picturing him as like basically. I mean, granted, mid-20s is not that young, but like he's still like basically a child,
but he's my age,
and then married to Scarlett Johansson.
It's the difference between the facial hair and the not.
Yeah.
Definitely.
No, the non-facial hair makes him look like he's 10 years younger. And every time they said, like, they give him, like, a good weave or do his hair in Star Wars for some reason. I'm like, why do you look like you're 25 in every Star Wars movie? Like, I'm jealous.
So, obviously, there are a few controversies surrounding Oscars, and I feel like there's a controversy every year.
Right.
I mean, we're not gonna spend too much time talking about each one because that could be its own podcast topic, and but there
Oscars are so white, though.
Oscars are so white.
Controversy gate.
Well, like for instance, Parasite being like one of the only predominantly like minority fueled film that is being nominated for like Best Picture.
A weird thing to say about a film made in another country where they are not the minority.
Yeah.
Right.
No. Is it a foreign film?
It is a foreign film. And it's nominated for a foreign film. And that's kind of one of those problematic things where if it wins foreign film, everyone's like, it's not winning Best Picture. Because it's like, oh, we gave the award. I'm like,
Right. Right. And there's also that separate controversy of like them thinking about adapting it for like to an
HBO show,
or even just making an American version.
Yeah.
It's like, dude,
we all saw this version.
Yeah. I know.
That would be so weird. I say that just because like this is already at the top of the press right now. It's not like they need to remake it so that we see it.
Yeah.
No. I want them to make an American version with all Koreans.
Like a Korean Americans?
Yeah.
You know what? Hold up. Wait. That might be an angle.
Well, we just changed our mind.
Yeah.
That might be an angle.
Like instead of teaching English, she's teaching Korean.
Oh, shit.
Fact of
Damn it.
Yeah, so there's that controversy. This one's not really a controversy, but I know it's looping it back to like what type of podcast we are, and obviously you can geek out about anything. But like, how about like mainstream movies trying to win something like Best Picture or just being in the Oscars? We have Endgame that's been nominated for I believe effects. Effects, yeah. But like it brings up the question to like, how about like contemporary mainstream movies getting something like Best Picture? I mean, do you think like something like a Black Panther or like a Avengers movie can get Best Picture? And do you think
Black Panther did get nominated for Best Picture last year? Yeah.
Right.
Well, you're saying will it win?
Yes.
Nah, that's a whole other can of worms, isn't it?
Yeah.
So clearly not for me, but for pleb Hannah over there. Can you just briefly define what Best Picture is?
I have to define what Best Picture is?
No, I clearly did not say that.
This is gaslighting. What are you talking about?
Do you want me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can Quizon define?
Yeah.
Oh my God! You looked directly at me, and I was like,
I said not for me, but for you.
So to translate, Ish called me a dum dum, and now Quizon has to make me smart.
Yes.
And I refuse to play that part. But take it away, Petty.
So I feel like I'm in the middle of this, and I don't want to play the charade.
Your parents are fighting, and you're watching.
I'm just like, I just want to play Nintendo. Is that fine? Okay. Best Picture in terms of the Oscars. In terms of the Oscars, it seems like to me Best Picture comes along the lines of, if you notice who gets nominated are most of the producers, and so it's sort of this thing where I'm sure someone who's a real hardcore, like who knows everything about the Oscar categories through and through, will yell at me right now. But from what I can tell, it's like Best Picture means like who produced the Best Picture and who did the best job producing a Best Picture.
Okay.
Which seems counterintuitive because let's say, a film won. Okay, great example, 1999. Traffic won Best Screenplay. Traffic won Best Director. So you think, by those award nominations, and I believe even one Best Actor, might have been, I think, Benicio del Toro. Don't quote me on that. For a film to possibly have the Best Screenplay and Best Director, one would assume you're the Best Picture, right? I think it's also won Best Editing, Best Sound, Best Music. So all these things, if it sweeps, you would assume Best Picture was, well, clearly.
Right.
Gladiator won that year. And everyone's like, that math is real bad. How did that happen? But I guess the winner is like chosen by who produced it. It's such a strange category, and in terms of how it's done, and you would think arguably like this plus this equals that.
Right.
That's not how it goes. So I don't really know why and how they pick what they pick in terms of the Oscars Best Picture.
Okay.
And it's confusing, and it's sort of why like everyone sort of looks at Oscars as like, this is why no one really like the more people learn about how this goes, the more people kind of don't really trust it as much as they used to. You know,
because I did watch a long time ago. Netflix had a film called "This Film Is Not Yet Rated."
Yeah.
There's a documentary about the Golden Globes and how they chose their. And it turns out a lot of the board behind it was like either they were bribed. A lot of them had to do with had to do mostly on like the rating system too, where it's like people who are rating these films were like part of the clergy and just like older generation people and everything. So, films that were probably with like a lot of gore and violence, they probably got a better rating than someone within a film. Well, this is like back in the day when like it was a little bit more controversial, but like it would get a better rating in mainstream audience versus like a gay love story. Yeah. So because of that morality thing, I think that's one of the reasons why I never really watch awards too much. I mean, yeah, I do want to support my fellow filmmakers out there. When I do go watch a movie, I make it a habit to like sit down and watch the credits, which you all should do. Because if you don't know anyone that works in the film industry, now you guys do, because you have like 4 people on this podcast that's all worked on films before. Yep. We would really love it if you just sit through the credits and like appreciate all the people that went behind that. Anyway, that's my rant. I'll get down on my soapbox. But yeah, like a lot from what I hear, a lot of people who are, besides like things like SAG awards and all that stuff where like the members decide or whatever, it does have to do a lot of politics. And we don't really know what goes on behind the scenes 100%. Yeah. And do we want to know? I mean, yeah, we do. But like, that'll just, I don't know how that'll mess everything up in the actor world, I guess. Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, you guys have thoughts and feelings? You like watch it like every year and pay attention?
I've never seen one. Or I think I might have only seen one at a viewing party.
I do watch when I can. I think it depends on the mood. It's like, it is weird. It's like, I think me and my friend of mine, we're both big film fans, and we both kind of admit, like, even though we have real big problems with who wins and who loses, how they pick things, it's like, it's the closest like film fans get to have like a Super Bowl.
Right. No, it's true.
It's a year. It's a one evening event where they talk about the art of filmmaking in all capacity. And for a film fan like me, it's like, oh, someone will now point why editing is good.
Editing good, this one.
Like why this good editing and this also good editing.
Right. This one not so good editing, but good lighting.
But the lighting very good. But it's like it's. But I don't know what happened there. But it was like one evening where they will go, these are the best of this. And they focus on the elements of filmmaking that not everyone will talk about because who cares about lighting outside of a film nerd? Right. Who cares about audio or who cares about sound or costume design outside of film nerds? But for this one night, they will pretend to care. Right. And I like kind of seeing it as a look back on the year of film. And even if I grit my teeth at movies I feel like didn't need to get nominated, or I begrudgingly don't like that they were nominated, it is kind of neat to see some like look back on like this was how 2019 was in film, and that's kind of cool.
Have you done an Oscar poll before, you guys?
Oh god, yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Are you doing one this year?
I might start one at my J job.
Can we like do that? Like, can we do a GKO Oscar poll like predictions? Let's do predictions to this.
A poll?
No, like just us.
Put it up on our Twitter.
Exactly, like our non-existent Twitter. Hannah, you got something to say?
I'm gonna take like 2 minutes of your time. Do you guys like music?
We do.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I just want the Grammys were tonight.
Yes.
Graham.
Do any of you pay attention to that?
Sometimes,
yeah.
Did you pay attention tonight?
Did we have an episode about it? Then no.
Quizon, did you pay attention tonight?
No, a little bit.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Okay, I'm just gonna give you the nominees for all the of the year categories, and I just want you to tell me who won.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And I'll decide whether I give you points or not. So if you need extra credit, I hope you listen to music-ish.
Oh. Wait. Before you list them off, I'm going to say you won all of them.
Yeah, that was pretty good. We'll try again next time with a different joke. All right.
How many points do I get?
Record of the year for people who don't know, this means single song. Some people, when they say record, people get confused and they're like, record album. Anyway, so Hey Ma by Bon Iver, Bad Guy, Billie Eilish, Seven Rings, Ariana Grande, Hard Place, Her, Talk, Khalid, Old Town Road, Lil Nas X with Billy Ray Cyrus, Truth Hurts with Lizzo, and Sunflower with Post Malone.
Oh.
Who won?
I want to say Billie Eilish won.
All right.
Wait, yeah?
Yeah, he's right.
All right. I was actually going to guess that.
He
yeah.
genuinely needs it, so I am going to give him that.
Man,
Album of the year. I. Bon Iver, Norman Rockwell, Lana Del Rey. When We Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go? Billie Eilish. Thank You Next, Ariana Grande. I Used to Know Her. Her. Seven, Lil Nas X. 'Cause I Love You, Lizzo. Father of the Bride, Vampire Weekend.
Lizzo.
Don't we wish at this point? Don't we, I want to live in that universe you just created, but we do live in a universe where Billie Eilish won.
Wait,
and that's fine.
do you mean Lizzo?
Yeah, we want to live in a space.
I want to live where Lizzo won this, but we live now in this timeline. We live where Billie Eilish won this. And no, you can't buzz in after the fact because time is progressive.
I was gonna guess Billie Eilish too.
And nobody got it, but it was Billie Eilish. Thank you for guessing Lizzo, because that shows where our heart truly lies. And then last question, best
Billie
new
Eilish.
You're right. But I do want to list it off because this is the thing I have the most feelings about after the sweep I just put before you. The best new artist nominees were Black Pumas, Billie Eilish, Lil Nas X, Lizzo, Maggie Rogers, Rosalia, Tank and the Bangas, and Yola. Billie Eilish won. Again, Lizzo was on that list, which is the universe, as I said, I want to live in. But also, Tank and the Bangas is like one of the best bands I've ever heard. Yola, one of the coolest breakout artists I've ever heard. And then just like the fact that Black Pumas and Lil Nas X were on the list, like the feeling I have is small white girl beat out all people of color, and that's just
word.
Nah.
You know what? Like, because again, I actually never really know if I even heard a Billie Eilish song.
You never heard of Bad Guy?
Billie Irish?
See, I told you, Irishman.
I'm the bad guy.
So it's his dad, Billie Irish.
No. Oh,
you know that.
I know that one only because that was a meme somewhere.
Oh,
But then,
know
everything.
But I know,
everything Billie
I
Eilish
know
is a meme now.
I know of Lizzo and Little Nas X.
I mean, Lizzo's also a meme.
You're the right one. You're the right one.
Well, thank you for that.
I gave Ish 2 points and he's still not winning.
So, Justin, what do you got coming up for our audience to look forward to?
Let's see here. We are getting ready to record another episode of Nothing New. We'll be talking about Arthur, the movie with Dudley
Dragon?
Moore. No, Arthur, originally starring Dudley Moore, and then the remake with Russell Brand.
Okay.
And that's all I kind of got going on right now. But follow me on Instagram at Justin Quiz and Twitter at Just Quizon. I have other stuff that I'm getting ready to launch this year, so keep posted.
Very cool. Very cool. All right, so we are now into our
Final round.
Hannah, why don't you recap our scores?
All right, Justin, you're sitting at 13 and Ish, you're at 7.
Perfect. Ish, go ahead and start off.
Oh boy, here we go. I'm never good at this, so let's get this going.
You'll never know.
What year does Once Upon a Time in Hollywood take place?
1969.
Nice.
Summer of Love. In The Irishman, what type of fruit does Hoffa not enjoy?
Oh shoot, bananas?
Nope, watermelon.
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 Nominated for Best Record. Oh, I flubbed it and it wasn't good anymore. I love watermelon. I'm going to go back to the vortex where I live.
In Parasite, what particular bug does the dad hate?
Oh no, I don't know.
Stink bugs.
Oh, that's right. And then they had the thing come in to fumigate their house by hopeful.
And then he got all offended when,
Dang it. Okay.
In The Joker, who was the silent screen actor whose movie was playing in the movie theater when Arthur was posing as an usher?
Charlie Chaplin.
That's correct.
Also in Joker, what was Thomas's wife's name?
Martha?
Yeah.
Walter, why'd you say that name?
Why did you say that name?
Still funny.
Here's my last question. In Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which Los Angeles city is the drive-in movie theater where Cliff Booth lives located in?
Oh, shoot. I don't know.
Van Nuys.
I should have said Van Nuys. I was thinking
Keys.
You
Keys
should have
on
said
Van
the
Nuys.
answer. You're right.
And the
No. My brain went Van Nuys. Went, no, that can't be right.
And the final question. According to the Saturday morning cartoon intro, how fast is Sonic?
That's a future joke for people that are listening, by the way.
Sonic. Well, he can really move.
Yeah, it's not...
Sonic, he has an attitude.
Uh-huh.
Sonic, he's the fastest thing alive.
Correct. That is correct.
But he got to go faster.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sonic X.
Yeah. I would have accepted that one. The other one was he's too fast for the naked eye.
Oh, that's
Jeez.
right.
Yeah. But yeah, it was specifically the Sat-Am Sonic.
If you
Excellent.
want to find out what that's about, listen next week.
I'm actually really proud that I knew that.
Oh yeah, I'm also proud.
All right, Hannah.
Whenever we talk about speedsters, I always bring up no, Sonic's faster.
What are our final scores?
All right. Justin, you're sitting at 15, and Ish, you have 8.
Justin wins.
Soak it in, Justin. This never happens.
I know, never happens.
It only happens when Justin shows
There's
up.
2 Justins here. We should get all
Dark
the other Justins we
Justin.
know. All right, well,
That's a racism.
Oh, no, I did one. Cancel me.
I did a racism.
That's one racism for Hannah.
Before this podcast goes too off the rails, Justin, can you give everyone your
plugs.
your pluggy plugs again? I mean,
Yeah.
or you can just give us your handles on all the social medias.
Yeah. Yes, once again, I'm on Twitter at Justin Quizon, Instagram at Justin Quiz. Again, you can check out my stuff with the Benvie Network, including Nothing New, a remake podcast, Go Godzilla, and screw it. I'm also on Byte. I'm starting to put videos on Byte. So Byte's the new Vine. It's from the creators
But I
of
thought
Vine.
TikTok was the new Vine.
Byte's fine too, right?
Byte's Vine too, so
Yeah.
I'm jumped on to Byte. I've actually have some videos of. I quickly shot some videos of us before we record it. So
I really wish you could see the look on Justin's face.
There's a
I thought TikTok was fine, but
I
Vine
just
2 is
downloaded-
dead as long as Vine. And
Why
also,
did you think-
why are videos 6 seconds now? What did I get here? Who are
when
you?
I was your age,
I'm too
they
old.
cost a nickel.
I'm too old for TikTok.
It
It's
costs
just
4 hay pennies.
like I'm on TikTok and I feel like I shouldn't be on TikTok.
Oh, you're all too old for
No
TikTok.
one
Yeah, I'm
should be.
very too old for
one
TikTok.
should
But
be on
I am
TikTok.
I'm on Byte, so you can watch my videos on
We'll
Byte.
do that. Maybe we will get
Justin
a Byte
Quizon.
account.
There you go.
Don't say things like that. Don't promise them the social media. We have no more arms to type on computers with.
That's why they have a do you also want to share function across social medias.
No.
We just don't
I'm sorry,
do that.
I wish I had a goof for that. We need to move on.
Anyway, thank you again, Justin. It's always great to have you on. We're hopefully going to have you on a lot more soon.
Yeah.
I mean, you're a busy guy, guy to have here. But
So if you want us to have a Godzilla episode or a Letter Kenny episode,
absolutely not.
demand he's on.
I will come back with all force to do a Letter Kenny episode.
Awesome. All right. Well, you are listening to GKO, your Geek Trivia podcast. Hey, we are on a lot of things now. Check out our past levels.
Are we on Byte?
Apple. Not yet. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Podbean, Pandora, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, TuneIn, and GeekKOpodcast.com. And make sure to rate, comment, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Follow us also on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, not Twitter, and maybe Byte, under the handle GKO Podcast. We are starting to put stuff up on our YouTube, so please check that out.
Yeah, you can't go back in our catalog on YouTube, unfortunately, because who wants to upload all that using their router? But we are starting to put things on YouTube, so if that's how you like to listen to audio, I know that's some of you weirdos out there.
And we also going to put like some exclusive content up there too, so check that out. Also, if you have any questions, comments, if you want to say hi to Hannah specifically, you can get at us at host@gkopodcast.com. We are recording in Wayland Productions, an award-winning production company for short films, documentaries, and audio dramas. Please check them out at wayland.ws and support the audio and visual arts. Special thanks goes out to Justin Quizon, producer Hannah Maraz, Jason and Alex Scalet, our composer Marley Rosner on Twitter and Instagram and on TikTok. I'm at Justin at JAAHSTEN. There's really
That's
nothing
why
up
you
there.
were so upset. You were like, oh, there's something new. I just got a TikTok.
I just got a TikTok. There's nothing on there. All I do are watch dance videos.
All I do are dance watching.
Yes, exactly.
All the good ones are already composed on YouTube. Not on TikTok. I am Joke Necromancer.
On Twitter and Instagram, I am Miraz Hannah.
Our next episode is on
Arrow.
And until next time, we'll see you on
Geek KO!